Hi, I'm Katie.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Hank.
And we are Team 10. So we analyzed the effects of the lack of a response system that had on the country of Nigeria in 2012 when the floods hit. These floodings were particularly hard on the country because of the huge population and the huge percentage of the population that was affected. In fact, the country only recently decided to release an annual flood outlook report to sort of forecast any harsh damages that would come to the country. So in further assessing the mitigation, response, and recovery phases of the most recent floods, our team came up with a solution to sort of mitigate this hardship. We're focusing on the future of technology disaster management in Nigeria because we believe that Nigeria's growing technology has the ability to support new and improved technologies in the area. More specifically, we are focusing on a response system.
So we believe that Nigeria can support this new technology because first and foremost, Nigeria's economy is growing at a rate of 7% every year. Most recently, Nigeria's economy refinanced and they found out that they were 89% wealthier. And this is actually legitimate. It was reported in The Economist, and it was found that all of the hundreds of millions of people that live in the country are really adding to their workforce and their economy and really pushing Nigeria into the growing and progressing economy. Nigeria currently sits 10th in the world among cell phone users and 9th in the world among internet users, and 25% of the 105 million cell phone users are smartphone users. So because we have such an important mobile group in Nigeria, we really wanted to cater to that population. In fact, Nigeria's Communications Commission finds cell phone companies that provide bad service, so we know that providing a mobile service will be really important to those who are there.
So at the base, our solution is essentially a mobile charging station, but extending a little bit further, we're also adding a response to it. So essentially people can go and check in, send text messages from the unit itself. So because it's flooding, people's phones can be damaged. We still want to essentially provide that service of communication in case their phone breaks down. We also want this to be solar powered, so pretty much no matter where you put it, it can be used, which is pretty nice. We've also seen mobile cell charging stations be really useful, especially in disasters here in the U.S. During Hurricane Sandy, there were tons of these in New York City. They really acted as community gathering posts, where people would come and gather and just check in with friends and make sure everything was going okay. And so we really kind of want to feed off of that sense of community and that communicating point, but also bring a step further. So we can send messages to these units, so when people are gathered there, they can know where the nearest relief shelter is, where the nearest aid or clean water is, things that are really hard to kind of convey to people in these disasters. But if you already have these boxes in the area, it's way easier to deliver that information as well as get information out of those areas. So they could even self-report, how bad is the flooding, if anyone's hurt. So just a ton of essentially capabilities from a relatively cheap device.
And our team definitely wanted to implement something very simple. While the technology base is growing in Nigeria, the current state of Nigeria really just needs something that can be implemented immediately, and that's where the simplicity is just so critical. It also needs to be sustainable, which Hannah can speak to.
So we pride ourselves on the simplicity of our solution. It can really easily be implemented all over Nigeria, and it takes about 20 seconds to learn how the whole system is put together, and we really hope that it'll be growing and established by the people who actually live there and not just the people that are coming in to help.
The best part about the system too is that it can be extended and essentially upgraded over time. So if the Nigerian government wants even more data points there, they can put weather stations with these boxes. They could attach them to a pillar and have them float along, so people coming by in boats or something could check in, see the data as well. So there's just a ton of capabilities there that then can be extended. You can make these huge to support a couple hundred people each. You can make them small for just a remote village. You can even mesh network them together so that each box talks to a different one. So if cell networks do go down, they still have some form of communication, even if it's just in the local area. So a lot of cool stuff kind of going on when we have that hardware solution. You can kind of extend it. It's pretty cool stuff.
That's it from Team 10. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Peace.
For watching.